Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive? Today we're headed straight to Kenya to unpack some fascinating stories.
Yeah, some really interesting stuff.
Yeah, from politics and fashion to business and even sports.
We've got a lot to cover.
We do. We've got a whole stack of articles and reports here all about the latest happenings in Kenya, so
Get ready for some insights.
get ready to dive deep.
Yeah.
Let's kick things off with the political scene, shall we?
Sounds good.
Our sources are buzzing about this sugar bonus program that President Ruto just launched.
Oh yeah, this is a big one.
Yeah, it seems like he's really focusing on sugarcane farmers, specifically the ones who've been supplying to the Mumia's sugar factory over in Kakamega County.
And that's a really strategic move when you think about it.
How so?
Well, for starters, Kakamega County is in western Kenya,
Right.
a region that's historically been an opposition stronghold.
Ah, I see where you're going with this.
So by pumping 150 million Kenyan shillings directly into the pockets of these farmers, Ruto's making a pretty clever play here.
He's trying to win them over, basically,
You could say that.
and potentially shift the political landscape in that region.
Exactly. It's all about influence, right? Especially with the 2027 elections on the horizon.
And the sugar industry itself has been struggling for years, right? Mismanagement, corruption, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess.
So Ruto's coming in, trying to revive the industry, positioning himself as the problem solver.
The hero, the savior of the sugar industry.
Yeah, but how much of this is genuine concern for the farmers and how much is just political maneuvering? It's hard to say for sure.
It's a good question, right? But it's definitely a smart move politically, no matter how you slice it.
Absolutely. Now, shifting gears a bit, there's also this controversy brewing around Chief Justice Koome's security detail.
Yeah, that was a bit of a roller coaster.
Can you catch us up on what happened?
So basically, the Chief Justice's security detail was withdrawn out of the blue.
Just like that.
Yeah, which obviously raised a ton of red flags, right? People were worried about potential intimidation tactics, interference with judicial independence.
The huge threat to democracy.
Exactly. But then, almost as quickly as it was withdrawn, the security detail was reinstated.
I guess after all the backlash, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of public outcry, condemnation from various institutions, and I think that forced a quick turnaround.
Makes sense. It really shows how sensitive the whole separation of powers issue is in Kenya, right?
Absolutely. And it's a good reminder of the importance of checks and balances, of protecting the autonomy of different branches of government.
To make sure everything's running smoothly and fairly.
Precisely. Now let's lighten things up a bit.
Okay, good idea. Let's talk fashion.
Fashion.
Yeah. Our sources are buzzing about Nigerian singer Ayra Starr and the impact she's having on Kenyan style.
Oh yeah, she's making waves.
What's so special about her style?
Well, she's got this really cool blend of Y2K aesthetics with contemporary trends.
Y2K, so like early 2000s fashion.
Exactly. Think crop tops, baggy jeans, bold colors, that whole vibe.
Sounds pretty cool.
It is, and it's really resonating with young Kenyans, encouraging them to be bolder, more expressive with their fashion choices.
So it's like a cross-cultural fashion exchange happening right now.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see, and it shows you the power of music and fashion, how they can transcend borders and spark these new trends.
Absolutely. Now, speaking of breaking boundaries, there's also this story about Karishma Mehta, the founder of Humans of Bombay.
Oh yeah, she's doing something quite remarkable.
What is it?
She's decided to sell her entire collection of luxury leather goods, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, all the big names.
Wow, that's a big deal.
And she's donating all the proceeds to animal welfare organizations.
So she's basically saying goodbye to luxury for a cause she believes in.
Exactly. It's a powerful statement, don't you think?
It is. It really makes you think about the ethics of consumption,
Yeah.
and the impact of our choices on animals and the environment.
It's a reminder that we can all make a difference, even in small ways.
Absolutely. Now let's dive into the world of business.
All right, let's do it.
M-Pesa, the mobile money service that's become so integral to Kenyan life.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It's like oxygen over there.
Pretty much.
But there have been some recent adjustments to M-Pesa fees, and people are talking.
Yeah, Safaricom, the company behind M-Pesa, is walking a bit of a tightrope here.
How so?
Well, they're trying to balance profitability with affordability.
Which is tough.
It is, because millions of Kenyans rely on M-Pesa for everything, paying bills, buying groceries.
It's a lifeline for so many.
So they've made some tweaks to the fees, like the withdrawal fee for small amounts has gone up.
It's a delicate balancing act for Safaricom.
Definitely. They need to be careful not to alienate their customer base while also keeping their business afloat.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about another big change in the business world. The Kenya Revenue Authority, the KRA, just launched this new system called eTIMS.
eTIMS.
Yeah, the electronic tax invoice management system.
Oh, right, the digital invoicing thing?
Exactly. It's all about moving away from paper invoices
Yeah.
and streamlining the whole process.
So it's a big digital push for the tax system.
Yeah, the KRA is hoping it'll improve tax compliance, reduce administrative burdens, and boost revenue collection.
Sounds ambitious.
It is. But it will be interesting to see how businesses adapt, especially smaller ones.
Yeah, there might be some pushback, some challenges along the way.
For sure. Now, last but not least, let's head over to the sports arena,
All right.
where things have hit a bit of a snag in the Kenyan Premier League.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
What's going on?
All the matches have been postponed indefinitely.
Indefinitely. Wow, that's serious. What happened?
Well, it seems there are some major administrative hurdles and governance issues within the Football Kenya Federation, the FKF.
Internal struggles impacting the entire league.
Yeah, it's a mess. It seems like they don't even have the necessary standing committees in place, which are crucial for managing the league effectively.
So it's a real blow to Kenyan football, to the fans, to everyone involved.
Yeah, it's a tough situation.
Yeah.
It really highlights how important strong governance and administrative structures are, even in the world of sports.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that everything needs to be running smoothly behind the scenes for things to work out on the field.
Couldn't agree more.
Wow. We've covered a lot of ground already in this first part of our Kenyan deep dive.
We have. From politics and fashion to business and sports, it's been quite a journey.
And we're just getting started. There's so much more to explore, so stay tuned for the next part of our deep dive coming up after the break.
You know, this whole FKF situation, it's a real shame for the league.
Yeah, definitely a setback.
But I think it could also be a chance for them to,
To what?
hit the reset button a little bit.
Ah, interesting.
Use this time to sort out those administrative issues.
Get those committees up and running.
Exactly. Maybe even implement some reforms, make things more transparent,
So they could come back even stronger.
Exactly. Sometimes you need a shakeup to make real progress.
It's like that saying, you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet.
Well, hopefully they won't have to break too many eggs.
Hopefully not. But it's a good reminder that even when things look bleak, there's always an opportunity for growth.
Right. It's all about perspective, right?
Absolutely. Speaking of perspective, it's pretty amazing how one person's choice can make such a big impact, like with Karishma Mehta.
Oh, yeah. Selling all those luxury goods for animal welfare, that was a powerful move.
It really was.
Yeah.
It's making people think about their own consumption habits, where their clothes and accessories come from.
Yeah, it's starting a conversation about ethics and sustainability.
Which is so important.
Yeah.
And it's not just individual choices that have a ripple effect, right? We saw how government initiatives like President Ruto's focus on the sugar industry can really shake things up.
Oh, yeah. Politics and economics, they're all intertwined.
It's all connected.
Exactly. And it's constantly changing, evolving, which makes it so fascinating to follow.
It's like we're trying to piece together this giant, ever-changing puzzle.
That's a great analogy.
And who knows what the next piece will look like, what new trends or challenges will emerge.
That's the beauty of it. It keeps us on our toes.
Speaking of which, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have, from politics to fashion, business to sports, we've really delved into the heart of Kenya.
It's been a whirlwind tour.
Yeah.
But before we wrap things up, any final thoughts for our listeners? What should they be taking away from all this?
Well, I'd say the biggest takeaway is that Kenya is a nation in constant motion.
Always on the move.
Exactly. It's a dynamic blend of tradition and innovation. And as we've seen, individual choices, government policies, global trends, they all play a role in shaping its future.
It's a reminder that we're all part of this constantly evolving story.
And our actions, no matter how small they seem, can contribute to that change.
So stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged.
Because the story of Kenya is far from over.
Yeah, it really feels like we've gotten a good glimpse into what's happening in Kenya right now.
It's such a vibrant place, so much going on.
And it's changing all the time.
Exactly. Always evolving. That's what makes it so interesting to watch.
So to all our listeners out there, keep those questions coming. Keep exploring. Keep digging deeper.
The more we understand about the world around us, the more we can appreciate it, right?
Absolutely. We've covered a lot of ground today.
We have, from sugar politics to fashion trends, mobile money to football. It's been quite a journey.
A real whirlwind tour of Kenya.
Oh, yeah?
And on that note, I think it's time for us to wrap things up.
It is. But hey, the conversation doesn't have to end here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Keep thinking, keep learning, keep exploring.
Because there's always more to discover.
And until next time, stay curious
Stay informed.
and keep diving deep.